Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is game number 22 and game number 2 of this evening. The Scouts and the Leprechauns were about to get things underway. Carey Holloway's at the plate. The first pitch finds the zone, a called strike. Carey held hitless in the first game, batting .284 on the season with 5 RBIs. The pitch, and Carey swings and misses at that one. Finds himself behind in this count, 0-2 here. The pitcher is a man by the name of Chris Stewart. And he delivers the 0-2 to Carey. That one taken up and away. Moves the count to 1-2. Stewart on the year, a 6.75 ERA. Here's the 1-2. And Carey swung on and missed strike 3. That's a drop third strike. The catcher, Stewart, going to throw on over to first base for out number 1. And check that, the catcher, Turner. The pitcher is Stewart. In these doubleheaders, we have very little time to work on me writing down the lineup, but the pitcher, Stewart, goes to a college that you might recognize the name. That's Hillsdale College, where he's going into his sophomore year. So he plays with Don and Will and Ryan and all those guys, but the batter now is Chandler Atkins. Chandler had a day in game 1. He was 3 for 4 with scoring 3 runs, knocking in a couple of them on his own. And he rips one right up the middle, right back at the pitcher. The shortstop makes a play very athletically, a very dangerous spot there for the pitcher, Stewart, as Chandler ripped that one right back at him, but looks like he's okay, and that just tipped off the glove, and the 6-3 makes that out number 2. So now it's Jeremy Barth to the plate. Jeremy from Biola University, your right fielder this evening. Jeremy, .321 on the year, 7 doubles, 1 home run, and 12 RBIs. Here's the first pitch to him. That's taken on the outside, ball 1. It's the right-handed pitching. Stewart. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one finds the inside part of the plate for a called strike. And Jeremy rips that one into deep left center field, going back, and that's going to drop at the track. Jeremy's rounding first and going to second, and he will stop there. Jeremy Barth with a stand-up double here with 2 outs in the top of the first. The Scouts' first hit of the game, and with 2 down, a runner in scoring position for the Scouts who just keep on rolling. That's Jeremy's 8th double of the year, his 9th extra base hit. So now Colt Wolf's going to come to the plate. Colt playing first base this game. He DH'd in the first contest. First pitch, and that one's taken low and away. Ball 1. Colt's a .290 hitter on the year. 6 doubles, a home run, 9 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch. And that one comes on the inside, so the count goes 2-0 to Wolf. Wolf in the first game took a 1 for 4 day. Singled and came around to score a run in the 4th. That was just the second run of the game that came in for the Scouts. He was also called out at the plate on a close play there later in the game. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and Colt rips that one into left field, a base hit. Jeremy Barth rounding third, and he's coming home. The throw to the plate will be not in time. An RBI single off the bat of Colt Wolf has broken the game open for the Scouts here in the top of the first inning. And that was quick. Definitely quicker than last time, but the Scouts ahead 1-0 here. Colt Wolf with the RBI single, knocking in his roommate, Jeremy Barth.
It's the first time that the Scouts have scored in the first few innings in the past few games for sure.
And now coming to the plate is going to be the star of game 1, at least at the plate. That's Evan McDonald. Evan had a double, a single, a home run, and 5 RBIs to show for it at the end of the day. So quite a successful day for the catcher from Circleville, Ohio. Plays his school ball at Fairleigh Dickinson University. And with 2 outs, he bats with Colt Wolf over at first. The first pitch, breaking ball outside part of the zone, a called strike. Pickoff attempt back to first, and that one gets past the glove of the first baseman, So Colt Wolf's heading over to second, and that ball's all the way at the wall on the right field side. So Colt Wolf takes 2 bases there, and an error on the part of, I don't know whether that was the error on the part of the throw or on the first baseman Ludwig, but regardless, it could end up costing this Leprechauns team, because a runner at first and a runner at third, obviously a very big difference, especially with 2 outs.
A lot of foul ground here at this park as well. It makes a bad throw able to turn into 2, possibly 3 extra bases, depending on how far it goes.
The 0-1 pitch. Taking on the outside part of the plate yet again. Another breaking ball there. So Evans behind in the count. Nothing in 2 here with 2 down. Colt Wolf is over at third. Here in the top of the first inning, the Scouts already lead 1-0. The 0-2 pitch. And Evan, infield chopper fly caught by the first baseman Ludwig, out number 3. So the Scouts with 1 run on 2 hits and 1 man left aboard. We have played the top of the first. It's the Scouts 1, the Leprechauns nothing. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the first inning. The Scouts already leading by a score of 1-0 here. The pitcher for the Scouts in the latter half of the doubleheader is none other than Hillsdale College's Will Cruz. Cruz, first pitch, hits the leadoff hitter right in the knees, so not a great way to start things off. But Freddie Geely walks on over to first after getting a little bit shaken up by that hit by pitch. And now it's a man on and nobody out for Tyler Sunken. Sunken hitting .329 on the year with 3 doubles and 2 triples, 10 RBIs. The Scouts lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. And one reoccurring theme you'll see with Will Cruz is he's very, very careful when he has runners on base. A lot of pickoff moves. First pitch to Sunken, and that one is drilled into center field in front of Ryan O'Hearn, a base hit. So the first 2 Irish Hills Leprechauns to come to the plate are aboard safely. And now with runners at first and second and nobody out, it's going to be the 3-hitter Jack Clark. Clark, the 3rd baseman this evening. He's hitting at a .282 mark with 2 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and 14 RBIs. Cruz looking for a big double play ball here to try to get him out of some trouble with runners at first and second and nobody out. Cruz looks back to second. He delivers. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. In the field for the Scouts, it's Don Ring catching, Colt Wolf at first, Kerry Holloway at second, Aaron Balance at short, Chandler Atkins at third, Marquez in left, O'Hearn in center, and Jeremy Barth in right. The designated hitter is Evan McDonald. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They say he did not on the appeal to the field umpire, so count evens up a ball and a strike here. The 1-1 pitch. That one taken low and away. The count moves to 2-1. Cruz, like Noah said to me just a minute ago when we were off air, 2 outs here, and he will pitch 100 innings on the 2016 season if you count summer ball and school ball combined. Cruz with 14 1/3 thus far in the Great Lakes League and 85 flat this year with the Hillsdale Chargers. But he delivers low and away, so 3 balls, 1 strike the count. The 3-1 pitch. That one finds the zone, a called strike.
Was very much a workhorse for his team this year, as they graduated 2 seniors on the Hill.
Absolutely, and expect him to take on an even bigger role going into next season. And both starters in this game being Hillsdale College Chargers. Definitely a good day for the Hillsdale program. 3-2 pitch, and that one's fouled really hard on the third base side out of play, or on the first base side out of play. Check that. So the count's going to stay full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, and nobody out here in the bottom of the first. The Scouts lead by a score of 1-0. Cruz looks to the catcher, Don Ring. He delivers. And that one is in there for a called strike 3. Will Cruz got him looking. And that is out number 1, and a big out number 1 at that.
That's huge here. Now, 1 pitch, he could get out of this mess without giving up anything.
Absolutely. And the man he's going to have to face is Evan Nelson. Nelson, the left fielder, did not appear in the first contest. Nelson on the year is batting .206, a double, 2 triples, and 7 RBIs. Nelson bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Cruz. First pitch, check swing. Did he go? They say he did not. The count 1-0 here. Cruz in his last start, a very successful outing against the Richmond Jazz, the game that ended up being known as the balk-off. 1-0. And that one is lifted into deep right field. Chasing back is the right fielder, Jeremy Barth, and that's going to drop in front of him at the track. Coming around third is going to be Freddie Geely. He'll score safely. The throw to home to try to get the designated hitter, Sunkin, will be not in time. A 2 RBI double from Evan Nelson. That's his second double of the year. And that gives the Leprechauns a 2-1 lead in this contest. So the Leprechauns were held scoreless through 7 of the first contest, but they come out early here, a 2-0 lead with still just 1 out and a runner in scoring position, and now Greg Ludwig's going to come to the plate. Ludwig, the first baseman. First pitch, check swing. Did he go? He did not. Take it on the outside. So the count 1-0. The pitch. That one finds the zone, a called strike, so evens things up, a ball and a strike here. And that ball that was hit there, just kind of taking advantage of, well, maybe not taking advantage of, but the deep area in right center, but a very strange play there, a diving catch by Marquez in left, and he throws it over to Kerry Holloway at second for the force, so mark it as an F7 to 3 to 4 double play, and that's going to retire the side. So 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 man left aboard. or no men left aboard, I suppose. And after one, the Scouts trail the Irish Hills Leprechauns by a score of 2-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the top of the second inning. Andrew, Alix, and Noah Jones here. The Scouts trailing 2-1. Adrian Marquez to the plate, and he takes the first pitch into deep left center field. Going back at the track, but catching it at the track is the left fielder. And that would have been gone pretty much any other day.
Most other parks that we've been at lately, surely.
Yeah, a deep 380 to right center, comparatively speaking to what we saw the other day in Licking County, which was much, much more shallow all around. But the dimensions here, it's 330 to left and right. Right center and left center are 380, and then the deepest part of the park is 400 with like a weird miniature green monster thing in center field. But now Don Ring to the plate, facing off against his collegiate teammate Stewart.
It's interesting. In center field, they have what most parks have as a hitter's eye, but most of them are out of play. This one is part of the wall, actually, so it's everything against it is in play.
So Don Ring takes on the outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ring, first game off, he's hitting 231 on the year, and he takes that pitch into shallow left field, but coming under it, the left fielder makes the grab. Out number 2, so 2 up, 2 down quickly here, and it's going to bring up Ryan O'Hearn, another Hillsdale Charger, the reoccurring theme of this contest here in the southern part of Michigan. Of course, Hillsdale College in Hillsdale, Michigan. Ryan takes first pitch up and in. Ryan's parents at the game tonight, got the chance to talk with them. Very, very nice people. The 1-0 pitch taken on the outside by O'Hearn, so he's ahead in this count 2-0 here with 2 down in the top of the second inning. The Scouts trailing by a score of 2-1. O'Hearn versus teammate Stewart. The 2-0 pitch, and that one low and away in the dirt gets past the glove of the catcher, Andy Dayfield. So now a 3-0 count to Ryan O'Hearn. The pitch. And that one taken low, ball 4. Ryan O'Hearn draws his 19th walk of the season. That is certainly a Xenia Scout team high. And once again, it's a man on and 2 outs. And last time the Scouts taking advantage of the opportunity with the RBI single off the bat of Colt Wolf. Let's see if Aaron Valance here batting in the 9-hole can take advantage. First pitch to AV. That one finds the zone, a called strike. The catcher, Andy Dayfield, catching his 2nd straight game of this doubleheader as pickoff attempt to try to get the speedy O'Hearn. Ryan, of course, always a threat to steal a base with the wheels he has on him. 0-1 the count. O'Hearn with a big lead. The The 0-1 pitch and the runner goes. Showing bunt is Aaron Valance, but he pulls back. No throw attempt over to second as O'Hearn snags that bag as the ball just simply got away from the catcher Dayfield, bouncing off the glove. So O'Hearn's in at second and the Scouts with a runner in scoring position, giving Aaron Valance the opportunity to tie up this game with one swing of the bat potentially here with 2 down. In the top of the second, the Scouts trail by 1. The count 1 ball, 1 strike here. Here's the pitch. And AV once again trying to lay down a bunt, but pulling back as that one was way up and away. The count moves 2 balls, 1 strike. Valance from Wayland Baptist, the everyday shortstop. He's batting at $173 on the year. Pitcher Stewart steps off, looks back to Ryan O'Hearn over at second. As a Hillsdale player, I'm sure he knows of O'Hearn's speed. The 2-1 pitch. And AV lifts that one into shallow center field. The center fielder Dembeck comes under it, makes the grab for out number 3. No runs on no hits. 1 man left aboard. We have gotten to the middle of the second, and the Scouts still trail the Irish Hills Leprechauns by a score of 2-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here in the bottom of the second inning. It is the Leprechauns 2, the Xenia Scouts 1, and Will Cruz out to pitch his second inning of work. He faced off against Karsten Dembeck, the center fielder. First pitch is grounded right on the middle. Aaron Valance shifts over, picks it up, throw on over to first in time. Out number 1, so 1 pitch, 1 out here for Will Cruz in the bottom of the second inning. And now it's going to be the second baseman, Jimmy Scott, to the plate. Scott, a .278 hitter on the year. 1 double, 1 home run to show for it. He's driven in 8 runs. Scott from Mount Union College. First pitch from Cruz. And bunt fouled right back into foul territory there, so 0-1 the count. Jimmy Scott was the designated hitter in the first contest. He took an over 3-day fly out, strikeout, ground out, getting out in just about every way possible. The 0-1. Breaking ball finds the zone, a called strike, so Will Cruz getting ahead in this count. 0-2 here. In the bottom of the second with 1 down. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's taken on the outside, moves the count 1-2. Cruz, a second-year member of the Xenia Scouts, the only returning scout from the 2015 squad. 1-2 pitch. On the outside again, count evens up 2-2. Of course, the 2015 Scouts never got to play the Irish Hills Leprechauns because said team just didn't exist. 2-2 pitch. Way up and way away. Don Rink gets in front of that one. Good glove reaction. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Little interesting note, the Scouts' first game against them and the last game against them for the year at least.
Absolutely. And that one is taken way high, ball 4. So Jimmy Scott is on with a walk. The first walk allowed by Cruz. He did hit Freddie Gili with a pinch to lead off the game. But now it's Chase Turner to the plate. Turner playing in right field this evening. First pitch to him, and that one's fouled straight back. Turner's a .226 hitter on the year. No extra base hits, no RBIs to show for it. The 0-1. Fouled straight back into the screen again, so Cruz is ahead in the count for, I suppose, the third time in a row. After getting Karsten Dembeck on a one-pitch, one-out situation, he got ahead 0-2 on Jimmy Scott before Scott fought his way back into the count. Here's the 0-2, and that one is lifted right back about over me. It bounces up off the press box that we're sitting in and then ricochets back onto the field of play. That's a first. So the count's going to stay 0-2 here. Cruz, the righty, versus the batter Turner, who's batting from the right side. Ryan O'Hearn shaded a little bit to the right over in center field.
Cruz is not much of a strikeout pitcher. He's probably hoping for changeup maybe down to get a double play ball, get out of this inning quickly.
Would be a key. 0-2, and that one's ripped into left field past the shortstop Aaron Valance. So that's the third hit of the day off Cruz, and now it's runners at first and second with just one out here, and it's the 9-hitter Andrew Dayfield to the plate. So here in the top of the second with one out, or the bottom of the second with one out, check me. 3 hits, isn't that the exact same amount that they got all game last game, I believe, the Leprechauns?
That is. They had the 3 hits and then the 2 runners that got on by errors, but that was it. That's all they had.
First pitch from Cruz to Dayfield, taken on the outside. Cruz on the year has surrendered 13 earned runs over 14 innings pitched, so ERA just a tad under 9. The 1-0, that one finds the zone, evens it up, a ball and a strike. Andrew Dayfield in the first contest. He took a 1-for-2, only came around to bat twice. Talk about the efficiency that Caleb Fernholz was working with, having a player only bat twice, but he was 1-for-2, a fly out and a single. So Dayfield, one of the very few on this Leprechaun team that experienced any level of success in the first game, at least offensively. The count 2-1 here. The pitch, and that one fouled straight back, so the count evens up 2-2. With one down here, Will Cruz, who got out of trouble in the first inning with a double play ball, looking to force the exact same situation here, with runners at first and second and just one out.
A little bit of an unconventional double play, I would have to say, with a left fielder making a catch and doubling someone off.
2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And that one on the outside, the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the second inning. The Scouts and the Leprechauns. The Scouts trail 2-1 here. Cruz looks back to second. Here's the pitch. And that one is right up the middle. Aaron Valance picks it up, steps on second. The throw on to first in time. A 6-3 double play. Gets Will Cruz out of a tad bit of a jam. No runs on 1 hit. And 1 man left aboard. We have played 2, and the Scouts trail by a score of 2-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here in the top of the third inning in Adrian, Michigan, the Scouts trail the Leprechauns by a score of 2-1. Kerry Holloway to the plate. He's up for his second time for the top of the order here. Holloway takes on the outside, ball one. Kerry, he went down swinging to start the game. The 1-0 pitch. And swung on and missed there, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Kerry over his last 5. Trying to break out of a miniature slump, and he grounds that one hard over towards the second baseman, Scott, who throws on over to first in time. That's out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down for the Scouts in the top of the third, and that's going to bring up Chandler Atkins. Atkins, he went down on a ground out to short his first time up. Atkins with the 3-for-4 day in the last game, looking to continue that run of success here. First pitch to him. Breaking ball taken on the outside. 1-0 is the count. One 0 pitch missing on the outside, so Atkins ahead in the count 2-0 here. The 2-0. And Chandler lifts that one sky high. The second baseman, Scott, comes under it. Backtracks 3 steps, almost falls on his back, but makes the grab. And that's out number 2, so mark that down as an F4. And with 2 down, it's going to be Jeremy Barth to the plate. Barth, he doubled his first time up, the best hit ball we've seen all day. The Scouts with only 2 hits thus far. And in the exact same situation, Barth came up, doubled with 2 outs, and Colt Wolf drove him in on an RBI single. So with the 2-out rally magic from the top of the order of the past, the Scouts looking to recreate that here. So Barth is obviously 1 for 1 on the day. And big swing and a miss. Jeremy, the leader in batting average of the active roster, coming into this game at .321. That's gone up with the 1 for 1. He awaits the 0-1 here. And curveball on the inside, taken. Evens the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top of the third. The Scouts trailing 2-1 to the Irish Hills Leprechauns. The 1-1 pitch. In at the knees, ball 2. So Jeremy, ahead in the count 2-1 here. Jeremy, that was his 8th double of the year. And a chopper up the middle, the shortstop, Geely, tries to get him, throw on to first, very close, but they say in time, Jeremy Barth. I mean, that was close, but I will not complain. So the Scouts go down in the top of the third. 1, 2, 3, no runs on no hits, and nobody left aboard. We are in the middle of the third, and the Scouts trail the Leprechauns 2-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the bottom of the third inning. Will Cruz out for his third inning of work. He's surrendered 3 hits thus far. 2 runs to show for it. First pitch, that one is lined into center field. Ryan O'Hearn tracking, makes the grab. Out number 1, 1 pitch, 1 out. And Freddie Geely goes down. And now Ty Sutkin to the plate. Sutkin, his first time up. He singled. Ended up coming around to score on the 2 RBI double from Evan Nelson. That represents the difference in this game. As the Scouts trail the Leprechauns 2-1. First pitch from Cruz. Breaking ball in the zone, a called strike. Remember that this is a doubleheader, so the Scouts just playing 7, even in the latter contest, and Will Cruz goes fastball, blows it by him. Ahead in the count, 0-2. Sutkin, a .329 hitter. That's second amongst the Leprechauns in the lineup this evening. The 0-2 pitch, that one in the dirt. Bounces past Don Ring. The count moves 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, big breaking ball upstairs. The count evens. 2-2. Sutkin from Owens Community College. He awaits the 2-2 pitch from Cruz, and that one is lined right past the glove of the shortstop Aaron Valance into left field for a base hit. So 2 for 2 on the day is Ty Sutkin, and 1 on and 1 out for the Leprechauns in the bottom of the third. It's going to bring up Jack Clark. Jack Clark, his first time up, went down looking. The only strikeout of the day delivered by Will Cruz. Cruz has, however, forced 2 double play balls to get him out of pretty precarious situations.
Could be hoping for another one here with a runner on first and just 1 out.
Jack Clark, .282 on the year. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. The Scouts picking up their 13th win of the year in the first contest. The Leprechauns falling to 3 games below 500. Runner at first takes his lead. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and the runner goes. Throw from Don Ring onto second will be high, but the runner seemed to have slipped, and they got him caught in a pickle. Colt Wolf is going to tag him on the baseline, but they say they didn't tag him as he slides under the tag and into first. So a pretty odd situation there. Ends up a non-consequential one for the Leprechauns, and Bubba Cates doesn't like the call by the umpire there. Looked like he may have gotten the tag down. And once again, I don't have the closest view of the play.
Seems to have just waited a little too long, and the runner just snuck right by first baseman Colt Wolf over there.
So that didn't end up hurting the Leprechauns there, and they still have a runner at first with the count 1-0 here. Pickoff attempt from Cruz.
Be interesting to see if he tries to steal second again, possibly.
Yeah, and he really and truly just slipped in the middle of the baseline, but he's taking a decent-sized lead. The count 2-0 here. Cruz, he delivers. Finds the zone there, a called strike. Count moves 2-1. Scouts looking to try to pick up their 3rd double play ball in as many innings. And Cruz with the pickoff attempt, trying to keep that runner over at first, keep that double play ball alive. It's Jack Clark at the plate now. Evan Nelson on deck. Nelson, the 2 RBI double that broke this game open. The pitch there on the outside. 3-1 hitters count now. Clark, he hits from the right side. Against the right-handed throwing Will Cruz, the 3-1 pitch, and that one is lined up the middle. Aaron Valance picks it up, steps on second, throw on to first. Will be not in time, just a little bit high, but very, very close to being a third double play. But Valance just trying to rush that throw on to first a little too much. So he gets the force at second, but the runner, Jack Clark, is safe at first on the fielder's choice.
Bit of pressure coming in from the runner there, sliding into him. Makes it tough for the shortstop to be able to turn that.
Absolutely, just a tough play, but now with 2 down and a runner at first, it's going to be Evan Nelson to the plate. Nelson, the left fielder, who hit the 2 RBI double. That represents the scoring for the Leprechauns this game. First pitch from Will Cruz. Curveball finds the outside part of the plate. A called strike. 0-1 the count. 2-1. The Scouts trail here with 2 down in the bottom of the third, and that pitch is drilled on the left field side. Going back is Adrian Marquez, but that ball is going to hook to the left of the foul pole, and the count's going to go 0-2. And that ball was very well hit, I suppose, but just a foul ball tank worth a strike in any book. So 0-2 the count here with 2 down. Cruz looks to the runner at first. Now he looks to his catcher, Don Ring. He delivers the 0-2 pitch, and breaking ball upstairs moves the count 1-2. Nelson with 9 RBIs on the year after the 2 RBI double. 1-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt, and it's going to get in front of Don Ring. Runner at first is going to advance to second. So a runner in scoring position now, and an opportunity here and a 2-2 count for Jack Clark to extend the Leprechaun lead here. With 2 outs and 2-2 count. Runner at second could probably come home on just a single with the runners going with 2. But here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one is drilled high into center field. But Ryan O'Hearn has it. He's under it, makes the grab for out number 3. No runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We have played 3 innings of baseball here in Adrian, Michigan, and the Scouts trail the Leprechauns by a score of 2-1. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top of the 4th inning here. The Scouts trail 2-1. Andrew Alix alongside Scout southpaw Noah Jones. And Colt Wolf to the plate to lead things off here. He takes a first pitch curveball in the zone, a called strike. Wolf, his first time up, an RBI single. That put the Scouts 1 run on the board. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball finds the zone again. Wolf falls behind in this count, 0-2. It was 1 run in the top of the first for the Scouts that was responded by 1 run, or by 2 runs in the bottom of the first. And that's the only scoring in this game. The Leprechauns lead 2-1, but Wolf taking a ball on the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count here. The pitch. And big swing and a miss. Strike 3. Colt Wolf goes down swinging. That's the second strikeout of the day for the starting pitcher, Chris Stewart. And 1 up, 1 down. Evan McDonald coming to the plate. McDonald 0 for 1 on the second game, but of course, how can you forget the very impressive first game of this doubleheader? He had a 5 RBI day, and McDonald big swing and a miss there.
3 for 4 with all the.
He was a triple away from the 1 ball, 1 strike. And that gave McDonald 14 RBIs on the year. That propelled him into second amongst Scouts hitters. The leader.
Adkins also having an impressive day so far.
2-1 pitches tipped right down the first baseline. They're going to say it was a fair ball, and the catcher running, picking it up, and throwing it onto first in time. Thought they might call that foul on a chopper back into the box, but said thing did not happen. Mark that as a 2-3 ground out in your books, folks. And now 2 up, 2 down for the Scouts. Here in the top of the fourth, they trailed 2-1, and Adrian Marquez to the plate. Marquez, a .255 hitter on the year. He's got 2 doubles, 2 home runs, and 5 RBIs to show for it. Queso from Wright State University. He waits the first pitch here. Here it comes. And Queso tries to bunt, but that one stays in the air and goes down the third base line. Foul. Puts him behind in this count, 0-1. Marquez takes on the outside. Evens the count up, a ball and a strike.
Another interesting note about Chandler with leading the team. He's taken the last couple games off with a little bit of a hamstring injury, and still to be able to preserve that lead.
Exactly. So if you're talking about RBIs per game, then he is probably the leader far and away. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and breaking ball in there for a called strike 3. Adrian Marquez goes down looking, and the Scouts go down 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth. We head into the bottom of the fourth. That was no runs on no hits and no one left aboard for the Scouts. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the fourth inning. Andrew Alix here alongside Scout Southpaw Noah Jones, better known as Cha Bro. Cha. And here we are in the bottom of the fourth. The Scouts trail 2-1. Will Cruz out for his fourth inning of work. First pitch. That comes on the inside, ball 1. The batter is Greg Ludwig. Ludwig, the first baseman. His first time up was in the first inning, where he hit into an F7 2-4 double play. So a fly out to left with the throw back to second base on the tag up. 1 ball, 1 strike to count now. Here's the pitch. And that one's lifted high in the air and fouled around third base side. Bunch of guys chase it, but then realize it's a lost cause. Let it go out of play. The count moves 1-2. Cruz has allowed 4 hits through 3 innings pitched. 2 runs to show for it. He's gotten himself out of a number of jams. He's also struck out 1 and walked 1. The 1-2 pitch. And that one's fouled back over the press box. Staying alive in this count is Greg Ludwig.
He's really settled in since that first inning, though, a little bit. He's kept the ball down in the zone a lot more than he had been.
The 1-2. And that one is laced in fair territory right to the right of the third base line. And that's going to be in play. Throw to second is going to be not in time, as Kerry Holloway just couldn't scoop that up in time to throw a tad bit off the mark. So sliding into second with a double there is Greg Ludwig, and a runner in scoring position with nobody out following the leadoff double. And that's going to bring up Karsten Dembeck. Dembeck, his first time up, he grounded out to short. Just a tough one there. Very close play. Very close play, but the ball just sort of mishandled. Not to say that it was a perfectly thrown ball, but just one that if you're both Marquez and Holloway, you probably want back. And if you're Will Cruz, you especially want that one back on just like a little cheap shot double on the third base line. But first pitch to Dembeck, curveball, finds the zone, a called strike. Dembeck, a .338 hitter on the year. That's tops in the Leprechaun lineup this evening. The count 0-1. Cruz delivers. Swung on and missed, strike 2.
Scouts lucky enough to have a couple really good arms in the outfield between Marquez and Barth. Just really good. Both throw probably about 90 from the outfield.
0-2 the count here. Runner at second, the pitch, and that one is fouled back over the screen. Count stays 0-2. Gotta see with the earlier win what that situation puts the Scouts in the standings now. Scouts sit a game and a half back of the Cincinnati Steam for the top of their division. Half game out of second, and that pitch is in for a called strike 3. Carson Dembeck goes down looking. Out number 1 here, and a big out number 1 following the leadoff double. Second strikeout of the day for Will Cruz. Both of them have been backwards Ks. So Cruz finding his spot there and really fooling Dembeck. So now a runner on second and 1 down. Going to bring Jimmy Scott to the plate. Cruz walked Scott. Scott's first time up. And Scott takes first pitch into right center field. Chasing back is O'Hearn and Barth. Barth calls off O'Hearn, makes the grab. Out number 2. Runner tags up from second, goes to third. The throw to try to get him at third will be not in time. So the runner advances on the fly out to right center. And it's 2 down and a runner at third. And Cruz is going to be tasked to try to get Chase Turner, the 8 hitter in this order. But a guy who singled the first time he saw Cruz this game.
Really could be a big at bat here in a low-scoring game.
First pitch, high fly ball. Infield, Holloway calls off Colt Wolf, makes the grab. Out number 3, so Will Cruz continues to get himself out of trouble. No runs on 1 hit, 1 man left aboard. We have played 4. The Scouts trail the Irish Hills Leprechauns by a score of 2-1. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the 5th inning of play. Andrew Alix here alongside Noah Jones, the Scouts lefty, and the Scouts in the top of the 5th trailing 2-1. Don Ring to the plate to lead things off for the Scouts here in the top of the 5th, and that one is in there for a called strike. The 0-1. Taken on the outside, evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Thank you for joining us here tonight in the second game of this doubleheader. Remember, top of the 5th is pretty late in this ball game. Granted that this is going to be a 7-inning game. The Scouts taking the first game of the doubleheader 8-0, but they trail here 2-1. 9 outs away from taking the L. The 1-2 pitch to Don Ring. They say it is in there for a called strike, so Don Ring goes down looking. Puts him at 0 for 2 on the day, and now Ryan O'Hearn, Don's Hillsdale teammate, going to come to the plate. O'Hearn, he walked his first time up and stole a base. No kidding, Ryan O'Hearn can steal a base. First pitch to O'Hearn comes in at the knees.
Stolen plenty of them already this year, and it's still early on.
Ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that one comes in on the inside again. So if getting walked and stealing bases is going to be Ryan's bread and butter, so be it. Despite his batting average kind of dropping, he's still towards the top of the team when it comes to on-base percentage. And the 2-0 pitch on the outside, ball 3. So O'Hearn ahead in the count here and looking to pick up yet another walk. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that one does find the zone. The get me across pitch from his teammate Chris Stewart. Both of these guys, Hillsdale Chargers, of course. The 3-1 pitch. Curveball in the zone. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. With 1 down here in the top of the 5th, the Scouts trailing 2-1. The pitch. And that is up and away, ball 4. So Ryan O'Hearn gets free 90 feet, part 20. Someone do the math on that, 90 feet times 20. And he's aboard with a 1-out walk. His 20th walk of the year. Man, that is something. And that's something. 1,800 free feet. And first attempt to pick off Ryan. Closer than they usually get, but he's taking a very large lead over at first base, and pickoff attempt again, and once again very close, but safe yet again. Ryan with 8 stolen bases on the year. Pickoff attempt again, and once again not in time.
Almost throws that one away.
Well, while I talk about Ryan's pickoff attempts, Aaron Valance is at the plate. Aaron, his first time up, he flew out to center. First pitch to AV is taken high. AV, a guy who also walks a lot, 17 walks on the year. That's just, I guess, now 3 behind Ryan O'Hearn, who's walked his first 2 times up, but just 1 behind Ryan coming into tonight's contest. It's Valance at the plate, and then Kerry Holloway on deck. Another pickoff attempt, once again not in time. These are dangerously close pickoff attempts, though. I'm losing my breath on them. The count 1-0 to AV with 1 out. Ryan O'Hearn clearly getting into the head of Chris Stewart some way, somehow. The 1-0 pitch taken low and away, ball 2.
Them being teammates, obviously, he must know about the speed, and he's already seen it already.
He knows about the wheels. Oh, he knows. The 2-0. That one finds the zone. A called strike moves the count 2-1. It's Hillsdale Charger Day here in Adrian, Michigan. I believe 4 participating. I saw another one doing the scoreboard. Just a good old family reunion. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Valance, and that one is hit high but foul. On the right field side, going to hook out a play, evens the count up 2-2. Valance, who has done masterful work defensively at shortstop throughout this last couple of days. I mean, even just today. It's like he gets the Spider-Man Web Gem of the Game award every day to the point where we don't even really give it out anymore, just unless it's not him. The 2-2 pitch. And Aaron grounds that one to Chopper over to third. They're going to go to second for one. The throw on to first for two is going to be not in time. So Valance is aboard with a fielder's choice. Ryan O'Hearn out over at second. That's out number 2.
Scouts would love to push this equalizer across this inning, maybe even
Yeah,
it up before it gets a little too late.
absolutely. And it's now back to the top of the order and, 7 outs away. This is the time to do it because you either got to start producing or this is going to be everyone's last shot at it. So Holloway to the plate with one on, first pitch, and he fouls that one back up over the screen. Count goes 0-1 here with 2 down and a runner on first in the top of the 5th inning. The Scouts trailing the Irish Hills Leprechauns by a score of 2-1. If you like Scouts baseball, we play it every day, sometimes twice. The case will be that again tomorrow with a doubleheader back at Grady's Field in Xenia, where the Scouts will be taking on the Cincinnati Steam. First pitch of Game 1 set for 5:05 Eastern Standard Time. The second game will just be 30 to 45 minutes after the first game. We hope to see you there at Grady's Field, where admission is always free. Or as always, you can catch the game here live with me on the Xenia Scouts radio network. But focus on the task at hand. The count 1-1 here to Holloway. Stewart. Here's the 1-1. That one comes on the inside, low and at the knees. Holloway takes all the way there. The count moves 2-1. Here with 2 down. Carey, a 284 hitter. 0 for 2 on the day thus far, though, trying to break out of a little slump, and he drives that one into deep left field. Going back is the left fielder, but catches it right at the track for out number 3. So that one had some hope on it, but no runs on no hits and 1 man left aboard. We have gotten to the middle of the 5th inning, and the Scouts trail by a score of 2-1. Don't go anywhere. Still plenty of baseball left to play. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom of the 5th inning. Andrew Alix and Noah Jones here. The Scouts trailing 2-1. Will Cruz out for inning number 5 of work, and his first pitch is drilled into deep right center field or left center field. Going back is Ryan O'Hearn and makes a diving catch at the track. A beautiful catch in center field by Ryan O'Hearn. Robbed what could have been really and truly an inside the park home run had he not made the catch. I mean, by the time O'Hearn made the catch, that ball had such hang time into probably what I would say is about 400 deep out there, or maybe a little bit under it, maybe 390. But by the time O'Hearn made the diving catch, it was the runner about midway to third, and the fact that he dove, I mean, no one was going to get there, and That could have been an inside the Parker, but Ryan, his athleticism coming into play yet again. That pitch is grounded to the shortstop, Aaron Valance. Throw over to first in time, out number 2. So 2 batters come to the plate. Both of them I neglect to announce their name. But 2 quick outs here for Will Cruz, who working pretty efficiently despite that hard hit ball. And with 2 down, it's going to be the Achilles heel of Will Cruz thus far, and that's Ty Sutkin. Sutkin 2 for 2 with a pair of singles on the day. It's going to help out his .329 batting average on the year. Sutkin from Owens Community College, the first pitch from Cruz. Slider, I think, finds the zone. A called strike. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch finds the inside part of the plate, a called strike 2. So Will's ahead in this count, 0-2. Trying to find a productive 1-2-3 inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and did he go? They say he did not, so that one's taken on the outside of what was almost a check swing. No real, I guess, thought that he went, but now the count's 1-2. Cruz is going to deliver here, and that one on the outside, bouncing past Don Ring, evens the count up 2-2.
Very impressive inning so far by Cruz. If he could just retire this 3rd hitter. Just 2 pitches in the first 2 outs, and now 5 to this hitter.
A big spot as Cruz delivers on the low and away spot. So the count 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch, and that one is grounded foul. Third base side, we're going to stay at 3-2.
Go ahead and try it again.
And free pitches. No such thing, actually, of course.
I wish.
So 3-2 again here. Cruz looks to the Donald. He delivers 3-2. That one is ball 4. So Tyler Sutkin walks a very close pitch there by Will Cruz, and now it's 1 on and 2 outs. The batter's going to be Jack Clark. Clark, the third baseman, 0 for 2 on the day. Went down looking, and a fielder's choice. First pitch from Cruz. And that one's hit right to the first baseman, Colt Wolf, who dives, then throws underhand to Cruz, who picks it up and steps on first, out number 3. No runs on no hits and 1 man left aboard. We have played 5. The Scouts trail by a score of 2-1. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Oh, new pitcher. The new pitcher into the game here in the top of the 6th inning is Nolan Dill. And Chandler Atkins to face off against him. First pitch to the Chandler. In there, called strike. The Chandler. I was thinking the Donald. But the count 0-1 on Atkins. Chandler's 0 for 2 here in the second game. 0-1 pitch, and Chandler pops that up. Foul ground's going to go out of play, but Atkins falling behind in the count here. 0-2. The Scouts trailing 2-1. In this second game, finding offense much more hard to come by than they did in the first contest. They took by a score of 8-0.
Chandler is one of the guys that you'd want up there, though, to try and start this off.
It's Atkins, Barth, and Wolf two up, all guys that can tie this game up in one swing of the bat. 0-2 pitch, and Chandler swung on and missed, but a drop third strike. Atkins is going to be safe over at first on the drop third strike. Almost looked like he got a piece of that one on a foul tip, but I guess that was just an optical illusion. So Atkins strikes out, but is aboard. And it's a runner on first and nobody out, and Jeremy Barth to the plate in what looks to be a very good chance for the Scouts to find the equalizer in this one in the top of the 6th of what is slated to be just a 7-inning game. First pitch to Jeremy Barth is taken up and away. Ball 1. Jeremy from Biola University, 1 for 2 on the day. He doubled back in the first, ended up scoring the only run of this game thus far, scored by the Scouts. The 1-0 pitch is fouled hard and back.
Oh, is it very well? Just not fair.
And evens up the count 1-1 here. Throw back to first. Not in time to get Atkins, who wasn't really even taking that much of a lead. I don't think he's going to be trying to steal any bases here with the hamstring issue behind him, but the 1-1 pitch comes in and plunks Barth on the outside shoulder. So a hit by a pitch and a drop third strike, a roundabout way to get 2 on and no out, but doesn't matter how you get there until you're there. And now it's Colt Wolf to the plate with an opportunity to, with one swing of the bat, could blow this game open for the Scouts. And this new pitcher, Nolan Dill, finding himself in a little bit of trouble for these Irish Hills Leprechauns. Which is something I'm going to miss saying. The Leprechauns. That's a great name for a team. The runners at first and second and nobody out. The batter is Colt Wolf. First pitch, breaking ball taken on the outside for a called strike. Wolf from Calvin College in the state of Michigan. That's where we are right now. 0-1 the count here. Chandler dancing over at second. The pitcher Dill's going to step off. Of course, we got to thank our corporate sponsors, Snap Fitness. Snap Fitness. Snap back into shape. Just kidding. It's a 24-hour fitness place. The 0-1 pitch and swung on and missed there by Wolf, so he falls behind in this count, 0-2. It's Wolf at the plate, Evan McDonald on deck, and Adrian Marquez in the hole. Couple of guys who really can bring in some runs here, especially in scoring position. 0-2 and swing and a miss, strike 3. Wolf goes down. That's out number 1. So 2 on and 1 away, and that's going to bring game 1's hero, Evan McDonald, to the plate. McDonald, in the first game, had a single, a double, and a home run. And really and truly, I think the Scouts would take any of those options right here and right now, or even a walk.
Just as impressive. Evan in the first game was 3 for 3 with runners in scoring position.
See if he can continue the streak here, and he grounds that one to the shortstop, Geely, who throws over to first in time. A 6-4-3 double play ends the Scouts' threat in the top of the 6th. No runs on no hits and 1 man left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 6th. The Scouts trail by a score of 2-1. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom of the 6th inning. It's Andrew, Alix, and Scout Southpaw Chalbro Noah Jones here. The Scouts trailing by a score of 2-1. It's Will Cruz out to pitch his 6th, trying to preserve the one-run deficit that his team finds itself in. Cruz, after getting off to a little bit of a rough start, has really settled in well. After letting up a 2 spot in the first, has put up 4 consecutive zeros on the scoreboard. He finds the zone there.
A little bit of action in the bullpen as well, though.
Looks like
Kyle Bruner getting loose to pitch.
Kyle Bruner getting loose. I thought he was going to be a starter. Here's the 0-1. And that one is chopped. Foul, first base line. Count 0-2.
Bruner or Chrysler? It's kind of hard to tell from here.
Chrysler's number 15. I can tell you that much.
Adrian Peraza catching down there, another pitcher.
The 0-2 pitch from Will Cruz is taken up and away. Moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. The batter is Evan Nelson. He's 1 for 2 with a double. And that one is lifted into very, very shallow left field. The shortstop Valance takes a few steps back and makes the grab for out number 1. So with 1 away, that's going to bring Greg Ludwig to the plate. Ludwig, the first baseman. He is 1 for 2 as well. He had the F7-4 double play and also doubled. First pitch from Will Cruz finds, or does not find the zone. That's on the inside. 1-0 goes the count. The 1-0. And that one's lifted very high into left field, about a foot off the line. Adrian Marquez steps on the third base line in deep left field, makes the grab. Out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the home half of the 6th. And it's going to bring up Carson Dembeck. Dembeck 0 for 2. Ground out to short and went down looking, one of 2 strikeout victims taken by Will Cruz. First pitch. Fouled right back over our heads. Now last year we used to be at field level at home. So with the just like a chain link fence, so foul balls would come like directly back at me. I would flinch and stuff. But the 0-1 pitch is grounded. Chopper to the second baseman, Kerry Holloway, who can't hold on, throws on over to first, but still gets it in time for out number 3. So Kerry, a little bit of a Butterfingers moment there, but recovers quickly enough for out number 3. No runs on no hits, and nobody left aboard for the Leprechauns in the bottom of the 6th. We have played 6th, and the Scouts trail 2-1. The Scouts with their last chance here in the top of the 7th to try to tie this game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the 7th. The Scouts' last chance here to put 1 run on the board and try to keep this game going. They trail 2-1 in the top of the 7th of a 7-inning game. Adrian Marquez takes the first pitch ball and attacks the 1-0 pitch into left field on the line. A diving left fielder can't make the grab, but foul territory. So that's going to even the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marquez on the day. He's 0 for 2 in this contest. He singled back in the last one on a 1 for 4. Adrian comes into this game batting at .255. He has 2 doubles and 2 home runs, and obviously for Marquez, 1 swing of the bat here could tie this game up. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one fastball right down the pipe finds the zone. Taken by Marquez for a called strike. The count moves 1-2. On a beautiful night here in Adrian, Michigan. The 1-2 pitch coming here. He delivers. And Queso rips that one into deep center field. It gets over the glove of the center fielder Denbeck. Rounding first and going to second is Marquez. He's headed for third. He is safe at third, and he's going to hold up there. A lead-off triple for Adrian Marquez, and the Scouts have shown signs of life here in the top half of the 7th inning, trailing by just 1 run. The tying run is Queso, and he is 90 feet away.
Now the Scouts, this is an interesting place where they've been a little bit plagued throughout the season, but in the first game they were able to cash in a bunch, so we'll see what this game holds for them here.
So now it's Don Ring to the plate. A deep fly ball will score Marquez and tie this game. First pitch, swing and a miss.
Infield's about at medium depth, so it's probably going to take a ball to the outfield to be able to score him.
0-1. And Don, a deep fly ball, but foul on the left field side. He moves the count. So 0-2 the count. Don awaits the 0-2 pitch. And the pitcher steps off there. So the count 0-2. After Queso playing the role of clutch, it's going to be Don Ring, Ryan O'Hearn, and Aaron Valance needing to find a way to bring him home. The 0-2 pitch, and that one comes in on the inside, and that one almost got away from the catcher, Andy Dayfield. And that obviously, with a runner at third and nobody out, a passed ball would tie up this game. Don Ring, he awaits the 1-2 pitch. Here it is, and that one gets past the catcher, Andy Dayfield, bouncing in the dirt off his thing. Adrian Marquez comes in to score. The Scouts have tied this game up at 2 runs apiece here in the top of the 7th inning. Signs of life after the leadoff triple from Queso, and he did it all by himself there. We are all tied up at 2 here in the top of the 7th. And now Don Ring waits the 2-2 pitch, and Don fouls that one back, staying alive in the count here. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Already eating up quite a few pitches in this at-bat so far.
So 2-2 still. And Don, ground ball over to first, the throw to the pitcher in time for out number 1.
Bit of an awkward step there, almost fell off balance and missed the base, actually.
Now batting number 4, the center fielder, Ryan O'Hearn.
So the Twitter game is up, and Ryan O'Hearn to bat with one out here. We are all tied up at 2. First pitch to Ryan. Breaking ball finds the outside part of the plate, a called strike. Andrew Alix and Noah Jones, your probable pitcher for game number 1 tomorrow.
Happy Chabro Day.
Happy Chompro Day. The 0-1 pitch comes inside. On O'Hearn, evens up the count. A ball and a strike here with one out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one in the dirt. The count moves 2-1. Two-one pitch. And that one's lifted in the air in foul ground at the wall, and that one's going to go out of play. The catcher and the third baseman, Dayfield and Clark, both making very, very hardcore efforts to try to get out number 2 there, but no cigar on an out of play ball. And now it's O'Hearn batting with a 2-2 count. Now, if the Scouts can put one up here, it'll be Matthew Wade in to try to close the door, you assume, but O'Hearn grounds that one weakly to the second baseman, Scott, who's going to throw on over to first in time to get the speedy O'Hearn. Still very close, but now 2 down.
O'Hearn there turning a routine ground ball to the second baseman into a bang play over there at first within a step of being safe there.
So it's 2 down and a tie ball game here in the 7th inning of play, and Aaron Valance is at the plate. First pitch to Aaron. Breaking ball outside part of the plate for a called strike. The Scouts off an Adrian Marquez triple tying this game. The 0-1 pitch slider finds the zone again. And AV finds himself behind in this count, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball off the plate, check swing. Did he go? They say he did not. So the count moves 1-2.
Really good curveball there just off the plate. Really good 0-2 pitch there.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And AV fouls that one right back towards the press box on the other side of where we're sitting. Stays alive here. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 down. In the top of the 7th, we are all tied up at 2. The pitch, and AV chops that one foul, third base side. Working the pitch count, if nothing else, waiting for his pitch. And if he can get aboard somehow, it'll be Kerry Holloway on deck and Chandler Atkins in the hole. Give the top of the order a chance to bring this one home. The 1-2 pitch, and swung on and missed. Strike 3. So we are in the middle of the 7th. The Scouts with 1 run on 1 hit, nobody left aboard. We are all tied up at 2 as we head into the bottom of the 7th inning. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the 7th inning, an inning that we didn't know we would even get to just a few moments ago, but Adrian Marquez with the leadoff triple and the scoring on the pass ball tied this game up at 2, and we are still playing baseball. Jacob Chrysler is in to pitch, and he's facing off against Jimmy Scott. The first pitch to Jimmy Scott on the inside. Ball 1. Scott is 0 for 1 on the day. He walked his first time up. Flew out to right his second time up.
Scout's just 1 and 2 this year in games where it's been tied in the bottom of the last inning or after. The win coming on the 3-run home run by Colton Wolf in that game, and obviously the walk-off and a walk-off home run as well.
0-2, and that one's fouled a tank, but way foul on the right field side, so the count moves 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, the count here. Chrysler, he delivers. And that one's a chopper to Chandler Atkins over at third base, who takes it on a weird hop, throws on over to first in time. Out numero uno, as they say in Spanish.
Yeah, and they're deciding to come in on that and catch off that short hop rather than waiting for a big hop there or attacking it. But nonetheless, records the out.
So 1 away here, and now Chase Turner to the plate. Turner, no relation to Timmy Turner or Justin Turner. But Turner is 1 for 2 on the day. He singled and flew out. First pitch is a weird chopper over to third again. Atkins mishandles it, but throws on over to first. Will not be in time. So mark that down as, it'll be tough to decide whether they're going to mark that as an error or an infield hit, because it certainly was a weird hop, but Atkins mishandled it nonetheless. But that is not my choice at this point, nor is it Noah's, and that's someone's scorebook, but it's a runner on and 1 out here in a tie ball game. Obviously, a Leprechaun run would be a walk-off run. First pitch to the 9-hitter Andy Dayfield is fouled hard, first base line out of play. The count 0-1. It's Dayfield, and then on deck is the top of the order with Freddie Gioli and Ty Stuntkin. But obviously a double play ball could get Jacob Chrysler out of this jam. 0-1 the count here. With 1 down, the runner at first is Chase Turner. Chrysler looks to the catcher, Don Ring. And then he looks back to the runner at first and throws a pickoff move. Chrysler has been very effective thus far this season here. The righty Chrysler versus Dayfield, who's hitting from the right side. Swing and a miss, and that one is actually tipped off. The runner, Chase Turner, tried to swipe a bag there, but Ano, and on the foul ball, he has to come back, kind of tipping himself off. And now Andrew Dayfield behind in the count, 0-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning, the final regulation inning of play. We are all tied up at 2 runs apiece between the Scouts and the Irish Hills Leprechauns. Chrysler. He looks to the catcher, Don Ring. The 0-2 pitch, and the runner goes. That one is hit hard over to third base. Chandler Atkins mishandles it, throws on over to first in time. The runner trying to advance to third. The throw to third will be not in time, and the ball actually hit the runner smack dab in the head. He is down, and he is on the ground, and looks like he's in a lot of pain over there at third base, and I mean, did it look like he just got whipped in the head with the ball?
It seemed like his helmet came off when he started the slide, and the ball might have hit him right in the side of the head, actually.
Uh-oh. Well, a seemingly very painful moment, judging by solely the facial expression on Chase Turner, but he's up and he's going to walk back on his own to the Leprechaun dugout. But long story short, he did get to third base safely. It was a 5-3 ground out to third that Atkins kind of played it off the weird hop. So couldn't really get the double play there with the runner going, especially on basically a hit and run situation. Goes to first. The runner, Turner, tries to extend it. And he was safe, but he did get hit in the side of the head with the ball. So
It's something that the scouts have been just at home with as well, with John Sharp being down with a concussion right now.
well, absolutely, yeah.
Something that strikes home.
But now it's a runner at third. The winning run is at third, and the batter is Freddie Geely. The first pitch finds the zone, a called strike. The winning run for the Leprechauns, 90 feet away. The Scouts just need to get one out here to send this game into free baseball. And that one is grounded right to the first baseman, Colt Wolf. He's going to take himself step on the bag, and that is out number 3. We were given 7 innings is what they told us we were going to play, but that has not been enough. That's no runs on 1 hit and 1 man stranded at third. We are done with 7, going into extras, all tied up at 2. Don't go anywhere. This one's real exciting. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Free baseball, folks. Andrew, Alix, and Noah Jones here. We go into the 8th. The Scouts and the Leprechauns tied up at 2. You might think the 8th isn't extra innings. Well, this was supposed to be a 7-inning game. First pitch to Kerry Holloway finds the zone, a called strike. Kerry, he's 0 for 3 on the day, 0 for 7 on the doubleheader. Not Kerry's day thus far, but redemption's a beautiful thing. He just needs to get aboard some way, somehow. Get that leadoff runner on and see if the Scouts can work their magic. 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. Kerry takes low and away. Finds himself ahead in this count, 2-1. Kerry came into the game batting .284. Scrappy player. If he gets on, he's a threat to steal a bag. 2-1. And Kerry, big swing there. Fouls that one hard. First base line out of play. Evens the count up 2-2. The Scouts did not go down easy, and thank Adrian Marquez for that one. 2-2 pitches. Outside and in the dirt, the count goes full of Holloway. It's Holloway, Chandler Atkins, and Jeremy Barth due up this inning. The top of the Scouts order.
Both starters today, both very effective and both getting no decisions here.
Carry a chopper over towards short. The shortstop, Geely, throws on over to first in time to get the Speedy Holloway, one away. And now it's going to be Chandler. Chandler, after a 3 for 4. First game, he is 0 for 3 thus far today.
However, has been one of the Scouts' hottest hitters as of late.
This is one of the guys you want up at the plate. First pitch to Chandler. That one's taken on the outside. 1-0 goes the count. Atkins, the third baseman from Lipscomb, the native of Knoxville, Tennessee, awaits the 1-0 pitch, and he takes a real good hack there. Fouls that one right back into the screen. A line drive that he just missed. One of those ones that goes straight back, and he evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike on that foul ball. The 1-1 pitch. That one's in the dirt. Taken on the outside. 2-1 goes the count. Atkins, a .319 hitter, the team leader in RBIs. And he grounds that one at Chopper. It's going to go up the middle. The shortstop, Gilly, jumps, grabs it, throws on over to first. Very impressive to get Chandler for out number 2. So a couple of 6-3 ground outs to start things off. And the Scouts in their top half of extra innings go down 1-2. And now with 2 away, it's going to be Jeremy Barth. Jeremy, he's 1 for 2 on the day. He got hit by a pitch his last time up. He slid it in the top of the first. He doubled. Colt Wolf drove him in, scored the first run of the game for the Scouts. The first pitch to Barth. And he lifts that one into deep right center or left center field. Going back is the center fielder, Dembeck, who makes a grab on the run for out number 3. What could have been extra bases for Jeremy Barth is robbed at the hands of Carson Dembeck, and that is out number 3. So no runs on no hits, nobody left aboard in the top of the 8th. We head into the bottom of the 8th, still deadlocked at 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom of the 8th here, extra innings between the Scouts and the Leprechauns. Ty Sunkinen face off against Jacob Chrysler, and he hits a rocket ground ball over to the third base side. Chandler Atkins can't handle it. An infield single. And the Leprechauns have the leadoff man aboard. We are in the bottom of the 8th in what is an extra inning, so if the Leprechauns can put 1 on the board here, that's going to be it for the doubleheader. The Scouts, though, fighting back in their last shot, trailing 2-1, going to the top of the 7th, putting up a run to keep this game going. But now with 1 on and nobody out, Jack Clark to the plate. Clark's 0 for 3 on the day. Strikeout, fielder's choice ground out. And he lays down a bunt down the first base line. Chrysler's going to toss it underhand over to first. The sacrifice bunt by Jack Clark is successful. And now 1 away with a runner on second. And Evan Nelson, the man who hit the 2 RBI double that represents literally all of the offense that this Irish Hills team has had in, I guess this is our 15th inning against them. They have scored 2 runs. Both of them came off the bat of this dude in the bottom of the first inning of this game. So he has the chance to be the hero here with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Since the 2 RBI double, a couple of flyouts on the day. First pitch to him. Chrysler delivers up and away. Good job by Don Ring. Prevent the pass ball there. Obviously, the pass ball has been a factor. So 1-0 the count with 1 out here. Bottom 8. We've been playing baseball in Irish Hills for 4 hours now between the 2 games. Chrysler looks back to second. Now he looks to the plate. Here's the 1-0 delivery. That one is fouled hard. Left field side, out of play. He evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Nelson came into the game batting .206. 9 RBIs on the year. Also 2 triples, 2 doubles, including the one today. He fouls the 1-1 pitch right back over the screen and to the left of the press box. So the count moves 1-2 now. And Chrysler in a very key position.
Strikeout would be huge.
Yeah, strikeout would be absolutely huge. And Chrysler, who has worked so effectively in relief all season, trying to get himself out of a jam. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chrysler looks back to second. He delivers. And that one on the inside and got a piece of the batter, Evan Nelson, which almost isn't the worst thing in the world, granted that Nelson doesn't even really matter that much, and it looked like that was almost a passed ball, which would have advanced him over to third, and at that point, you're almost toast. But it looks like Coach Cates is going to come out and have a meeting at the mound, and not much action in the bullpen as of now. So it'll be interesting to see what trick Coach Cates has up his sleeve. Probably just talking strategy, obviously. Different scenarios that could happen. The double play ball has been so huge for the Scouts throughout this game. They have turned 2 of them early in the game that got them out of key spots, and also a couple double plays in the first game between these 2 squads. But the Scouts with 2 runs on 3 hits. Irish Hills with 2 runs on 6 hits.
And the Scouts, with their only day off of the week was yesterday, they now have 10 games in 8 days, which puts a bit of a strangle on the bullpen in an extra inning game here.
Yeah, and that's what I was mentioning to Noah earlier, that, you know, a game that goes really deep this evening could, even in the event of a Scouts win, end up costing a couple losses down the road, because we have another doubleheader tomorrow. It's Noah Jones pitching the first game, and I believe Jorge Lozano in the second game.
Mm-hmm.
So very similar to what we had the other day. First pitches, that one's drilled into shallow left. Coming under it is Adrian Marquez, makes the grab, the runners hold, and a big second out there made by Jacob Chrysler, who's 1 out away from keeping this contest going, and he's going to have to get Karsten Dembeck out. Dembeck is over 3 on the second game of play. In the first game, Dembeck was 1 for 3. So he's 1 for 6 on this on this Wednesday, June the 29th, 2016, and a big spot here for Jacob Chrysler. The first pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Dembeck, he bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Jacob Chrysler.
Chrysler, no stranger to extra inning pitching, as he seems to be the guy who's been called on a couple times already this season.
The 0-1, fouled straight back into the screen. Noah could have caught that one if there wasn't a screen, then a concrete piece, and then a window between that. But nothing, and 2 the count here. Chrysler ahead with 2 down. Needs this big out. Chrysler, the solid reliever from Mount Vernon, Nazarene, the native of the state of Ohio. Nothing in 2. Time called. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, it's Karsten Dembeck who trying to play the role of hero for this Irish Hills Leprechauns team. The 0-2 pitch, and that one, a chopper. The first base line, Colt Wolf takes it himself, steps on the bag, out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 2 men left aboard. 8 innings has not been enough. We are still tied up at 2 runs apiece. We go into the 9th. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Alix Jones. Scouts, Leprechauns, Colt Wolf to the plate. First pitch, breaking ball taken upstairs. We are in the 9th inning of what was supposed to be a 7-inning game. We are all tied up at 2. Free baseball here in Adrian, Michigan, between the Scouts and the Irish Hills Leprechauns. The 1-0 pitch, Colt Wolf fouls it back into the box, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Jacob Chrysler working very effectively in relief thus far. And due up here in the top half of the 9th, it's Colt Wolf, Evan McDonald, and Adrian Marquez. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Wolf lines that one hard just to the left of the third base bag. That one's going to be a foul ball. Wolf falls behind in this count, 1-2. Wolf has been the extra inning hero on the road before. Just what may have been, I guess, one day, a week ago from Friday. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Wolf, and he chops that one weakly to the third baseman, Clark, who's going to throw on over to first just in time to get Colt Wolf for out number 1. Mark it down as a 5-3 in your books, and 1 away here in the top of the 9th, and it's going to bring up Evan McDonald. Evan is 0 for 3 this evening, but the man can hit, as we saw in the first game, and the 0 for 3 will be very much forgiven if he can play the role of hero here in the extra innings of the second game of this doubleheader. The first pitch to Evan, and he fouls that one hard. Back over the dugout. Looks like he swung at ball 1 there. Looked a bit high.
Evan's last hit was in the end of the last game, a 2-run home run. He's Scouts hoping maybe he could do it again.
0-1 pitch, breaking ball, and he lifts that one into right field. Coming under it is the right fielder, Turner. Makes the grab for out number 2. So the Scouts go down quickly for the first 2 outs. And now with 2 down, it's going to be the man that is the reason that we're still playing this game, and that's Adrian Marquez. Adrian, his first, or thus far in the game, is 1 for 3 with a pretty relevant triple in the 7th inning and coming home to score on a wild pitch or passed ball for the second run that tied up this game. First pitch to Marquez, big swing and a miss there. 0-1 goes the count here with 2 down in the top of the 9th. It's the Scouts 2, the Irish Hills Leprechauns 2. The 0-1 pitch. Queso takes, what kind of pitch do you think that was?
Fastball.
Yeah, it looked like just a fastball. But it was kind of in at the knees, but found the plate. So 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That one low and away moves the count to 1-2 here with 2 down.
Already seen a lot of breaking balls out of this pitcher, which is why maybe the fastball looked a little strange to all of us.
Yeah, here's 1-2. And swing and a miss. Or maybe just fouled back into the glove of the catcher Dayfield. But regardless, that is out. Number 3, no runs on no hits, nobody left aboard. We have played the top of the 9th. The Scouts and the Irish Hills Leprechauns still deadlocked at 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The bottom of the 9th inning here. Andrew Alix and Noah Jones. Jacob Chrysler back in to try to keep the Scouts' bid and a win here going. He's going to face off against Jimmy Scott, Chase Turner, and Andrew Dayfield. That's the 7, 8, 9 spot in this Leprechaun order. First pitch is swung on and missed by Jimmy Scott. Scott's 0 for 2 on the day. A walk, a fly out, and a ground out to third.
Really good change up there by Chrysler to start off this at bat.
This is Chrysler's 3rd inning of work. And the 0-1 pitch is fouled hard. First base side way out of play, and Jacob's ahead in this count, 0-2. Jacob, a guy who, a later addition to this Scouts roster. Kind of a connection through Corey Coobs, a former teammate at Mount Vernon. It's been a great addition to this club. Here's 0-2. And that one is laced into shallow left field. It's going to drop in front of Adrian Marquez. A base hit. Jimmy Scott is aboard with a single. And the tying run is on base for this Irish Hills Leprechauns club. And looks like a pinch hit situation here. It's Casey Ghost, the batter. Subbing in for Chase Turner. First pitch to Ghost is fouled hard. First base line out of play. It's 1 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th. We are deadlocked at 2.
Back-to-back innings, the Leprechauns have now had their leadoff hitter get on base. Not ideal, but have worked out of it last inning, and they're hoping to again this inning.
Ghost from Owens Community College took an 0 for 2 in the first contest. Came into that game batting .250 with 3 doubles and 5 RBIs. That .250 number having gone down because he took an 0 for 2. A 1 pitch from Chrysler is taken upstairs, evens the count up, a ball and a strike. The runner at first, Jimmy Scott, of somewhat of a concern to Chrysler, who's being very careful with him. But Chrysler, who's into pitch his third inning, has gotten out of situations with runners on the last 2. Trying to recreate the magic here. 1-1. And that one's to the third baseman, Chandler Atkins. Goes to second for 1. The throw on to first for 2 is going to be not in time, but they get the lead runner at second on the force, and Casey goes to board on a fielder's choice. And a very big stretch there by Colt Wolf to try to get that double play, but to no avail. And Bubba Cates is going to come out, and I don't know if his goal here is to argue the call at first base.
I think he wasn't happy with the situation at second base. The runner seemed to have slid through the bag, which is technically in the college rules illegal as of now. You're supposed to go straight in and can't go through necessarily.
And that's why you're up here, Noah, because you know this stuff and I don't. But, I mean, if it's some Chase Utley type scenario, essentially it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Chase Utley rule.
The Chase Utley rule. I'm not a fan of Chase Utley as a New York Mets fan. But almost not happy seeing anyone try to replicate Chase Utley's life and anything about him. Just kidding. I'm sure he's a great dude. Just kidding. I'm actually sure he's not a great dude. But I'm just trying to kill time here while Bubba talks to the home plate umpire and the field umpire. And I think that might have just been a conversation that he might have known that his only goal there was to get a word in, and that he did. But the situation now 1 out and a runner at first. It's the catcher, Andy Dayfield, to the plate. Dayfield is 0 for 3 here in this second contest. Grounded into a double play. Flew out and grounded out. First pitch breaking ball finds the zone, a called strike. It is the bottom of the ninth. We are tied up at 2 with a runner at first. And 1 out. The count 0-1 here. Jacob Chrysler versus Andrew Dayfield. Chrysler turns back. Pickoff move over to first. Not in time. And another pickoff attempt. A recap on the game. It was the Scouts putting up 1 in the top of the first. The Leprechauns with 2 in the bottom of the first. A bunch of zeros on both sides from that point until the top of the 7th, when Adrian Marquez tripled and then scored on a wild pitch to keep the game going. And since then, in the 2 frames of extras for the Scouts, they have been unable to score. And now the Leprechauns with the ability to end it here in the bottom of the 9th. The winning run is at first with 1 out. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and the runner goes. The throw from Don Ring over to second is going to be not in time. Very, very close play and a good throw by Don Ring. Kerry Holloway was right there, but the runner goes just beating him. So the double play ball is off, and the winning run is now in scoring position. The count 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. And Don Ring is going to call time and come out and have a word with Chrysler, his pitcher. About 2 hours and 10 minutes into this second game. We played a game before this, of course. The Scouts took that one by a score of 8-0. Chrysler looks back to second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fires on the outside, missing. The count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. It's Dayfield at the plate. And then Freddie Gilly, the leadoff hitter, on deck. for this Leprechaun team. 2-1, the pitch. And that one is a chopper over to third. Chandler Atkins throws back to second to try to get the runner there, but to no avail. The throw kind of behind Kerry Holloway, who had to try to reach over his inside shoulder and backhand it, and unable to lay down the tag. It did hold the runner at second. And I guess reaching on what I suppose would be a fielder's choice in the book is Andy Dayfield at first. So now it's run at 1 out and runners at first and second. Freddie Geely to the plate. Geely 0 for 3. Fly out and a couple of ground outs. He was hit by a pitch and came around to score the first run of this game for this Leprechaun team. First pitch, that one's on the inside.
A base runner not necessarily hurting it.
The out would have been more significant, and I think it would have been a at your own risk thing for the runner at second to advance to third. Could have been one of those 5-3-5 double plays as opposed to the 3-5-3. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's lined foul. Third base line evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Freddie Geely, the leadoff man for this Leprechaun team. 1 for 2 in the first contest. 0 for 3 here in the second. He's a .267 hitter on the season coming into game 2. He has 6 RBIs, and he lines that one into the glove of Adrian Marquez in left field. Out number 2. So a big out there by Jacob Chrysler, and now it's going to be really and truly a word I do tend to overuse on this broadcast, but I feel it fits here. Tyler Sunkin is really and truly the man who the Leprechauns want at the plate right now. Sunkin is 3 for 3 with a walk thus far today. Has reached every time he has come to the plate. First pitch to him, and that one gets past the glove of Don Ring. So the runners advanced from first and second to second and third, and now the winning run just 90 feet away with the top hitter on this club at the plate. And that is not something that was wanted there. And coming out to have a word is Bubba Cates, and I can imagine that with Bubba having access to the same numbers that I do, could be advising the intentional walk here. You get the any base force. The runner at first is irrelevant. Jack Clark is 0 for 4 on the day, or 0 for 3 with a sac fly. But nonetheless, or sac bunt, I should say. But if I was Coach Cates, I would say, let's not take our chances with this guy. Let's have to throw to Jack Clark.
Definitely a hotter hitter at the plate here than who's on deck. And that baseball, that means a lot.
You do have the righty-righty matchup here. And they are going to intentionally walk Sunkin. Not a surprise. I think that's I'll give a little bit of credit to myself for the numbers, but I think also Bubba just can keep track of a 3 for 3. So I'm going to take that credit away from myself. But the count, so 3-0 now, and now it's time to focus on Jack Clark, and let's talk about him. Clark, in the first contest, an 0 for 2, reached on an 0 for 3, reached on an error, a ground out, and then flew out into the F1 to 3 double play, one of the many weird plays that we've had today. And then here in this second contest, Clark is 0 for 3, and he has the opportunity here with 2 outs and the bases loaded for his team in the bottom of the ninth to be the hero. The tying run 90 feet away. Jacob Chrysler, the first pitch, that one finds the zone, a called strike. Clark, the third baseman from Kalamazoo College. The count 0-1 here. The pitch. That one fouled right back over the Scout dugout. And Chrysler ahead 0-2 here. A big out. An out that you need to keep this game going. In the bottom of the ninth, we are all tied up at 2. No balls, 2 strikes. It's Chrysler against Jack Clark. Chrysler looks to Don Ring. The runner at third taking a decent-sized lead. He has what he wants. He sets, delivers, and swung on and missed. Strike 3. He got him. Jacob Chrysler with cold blood gets Jack Clark swinging with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the ninth, and we have more baseball to play, folks. We go into the 10th, still tied up at 2. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the top of the 10th. It's the Scouts and the Leprechauns, all tied up at 2. Donald Ring to the plate, first pitch, fouled back, 0-1 the count. Don, hitless on the day. He awaits the 0-1. Here it comes. That one comes on the inside, evens the count up, a ball and a strike. Jacob Chrysler in the bottom of the ninth with the bases loaded and 2 outs. The winning run for the Leprechauns 90 feet away. Strikes out Jack Clark to keep this one going. But Don Ring takes that pitch into deep left field, but it's going to hook foul. And that was some false hope right there.
Don Ring, even though he's hitless so far, he's called a really good game behind the dish.
Absolutely. And, that's something that a lot of people outside of baseball don't give enough credit for, and that's the work that the catchers do behind the plate.
As much as the pitcher does on the mound, the catcher's back. He knows all the hitters and does a lot of studying before the game.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes with nobody out. Here in the top of the 10th, we are deadlocked at 2. Don Ring awaits the pitch. Here it comes. Breaking ball on the inside. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Andrew, Alix, and Noah Jones here in the booth in Adrian, Michigan. Extra innings between the Scouts and the Leprechauns. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and swung on and missed at a ball in the dirt. Strike number 3. Don Ring goes down swinging for out number 1. And that's going to bring his Hillsdale teammate Ryan O'Hearn to the plate. It's O'Hearn and then Aaron Valance guaranteed to come up in the inning. If any of them can get on, it'll be back to the top of the order with Kerry Holloway. Here's the first pitch to Rye. Rye check swing, fouls that one back towards the dugout. He's going to want that one back.
Very much so, yeah. Didn't really mean to, just all ran in just enough to find his barrel.
Yeah, just a tough luck situation there. Ryan on the day is 0 for 1, technically. He walked twice, stole a base, also grounded out over to second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ryan takes curveball on the outside, evens the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike, with 1 out here in the top of the 10th. The 1-1 pitch coming here. Swung on and missed, strike 2. O'Hearn batting .216 on the season. He has walked 20 times, scoring 17 runs. That's tops on the Scouts. The 1-2 pitch, and that comes in, and did that get a piece of Ryan?
I do not think so.
Yeah, it looks like he just got out of the way of that one. So Ryan evens up the count 2-2 here. He awaits the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. And Ryan just gets a piece of that, fouls it back into the screen. Evens up the count 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. With 2 down. Or with 1 down at the top of the 10th. All tied up at 2. The Scouts and the Leprechauns. We are in our 4th or 3rd extra inning, I should say. This game was supposed to only last 7. But curveball missing on the outside, so the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. O'Hearn in a big spot. The 3-2 pitch. That one comes low and in, ball 4. Ryan O'Hearn is aboard with a 1-out walk, his 21st walk of the season, his 3rd on the evening. And now it'll be the role of Aaron Valance and Kerry Holloway behind him if we get to him to try to make something of this base runner that the Scouts have. The Scouts haven't had a base runner since Adrian Marquez tripled. So Valance, 0 for 3 on the day. He tries bunt, but pulls back as that ball was way on the outside. Aaron from Wayland Baptist plays for Coach Brad Bass there.
Offense really looking for something to jumpstart him right now. As it's been a quiet pair of innings going pretty quietly.
Pickoff attempt to try to get O'Hearn. O'Hearn, of course, definitely a threat to steal. He's already stolen a base this evening. Snagged another one in the first contest where he basically came around and he stole second, advanced to third in a pass ball, and then scored on a balk. His work on the base pass after a infield single.
Really
basically producing a run on his own. And showing bunt there, but the ball gets past the catcher. Ryan O'Hearn goes to second, takes a few steps on the turn, but he'll stay there. Lespedia O'Hearn picks up a base there on the pass ball, and now the Scouts with the go-ahead run in scoring position now, and it happens to be the fastest guy on the squad in a good spot. It looks like there's going to be a meeting at the mound now. The count 2-0 to Aaron Valance here with 1 out in the top of the 10th. The Scouts, a 2-0, or all locked up at 2, with Valance ahead in the count 2-0. It was a double off the bat of Jeremy Barth in the first, and then an RBI single from Colt Wolf. A couple runs surrendered in the bottom half of the inning, and then some extended silence until Queso took matters into his own hands when the Scouts were on their last limb. In the top of the seventh, he tripled, scored on a wild pitch to even the game up at 2 runs apiece. But then, 2 innings of scoreless extra inning baseball as AV takes on the outside. So he's ahead in this count 3-0.
Matthew Wade playing catch down in the bullpen just in case the Scouts happen to push this run across.
But Wade won't put the catcher down until you wouldn't think until the Scouts get the lead.
Oh, no chance.
Because if the Scouts do get a lead, they're going to want to try to end it, and Matthew Wade is out of the bullpen, probably your percentage-wise best bet of someone that can maybe pitch a couple days in a row of just 1 inning, but just 1 inning is the key. 3-0, the pitcher steps off, looks back to Ryan O'Hearn over at second. O'Hearn taking a decent-sized lead there. With his speed, he could score on any kind of single in the gap. He's dancing over there at second, a little bit off the turf there, but AV takes low and away ball 4 on the 3-0 pitch, so he's aboard with the walk, and the Scouts 2 on, 1 out. And Kerry Holloway is going to come to the plate. Holloway, he's been 0 for 4 on the day. Hit a couple balls pretty hard, though, if I remember correctly, and looking for a time to play the role of hero here. Holloway, he bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing pitcher. 2 on, 1 out. The count 1-0 here. The pitch. And Carey takes low and away. The count goes 2-0.
Scouts dugout seems to be coming alive here with the walk and then the 2-0 count here.
It's Chandler Atkins on deck. Runners at first and second. Kerry Holloway at the plate. The 2-0 pitch. And that one's way on the outside, so the count goes 3-0. And a lot of these pitches, almost getting past the catcher, Dayfield. The pitcher seeming to have a problem with control. 3 pitches, 3 balls, and the 3-0 pitch comes here. That one is low and away, ball 4. So Kerry Holloway aboard in 3 straight walks. Almost costing the Leprechauns now, and now Chandler Atkins to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the top of the 10th.
Man looking to be a hero. He's the unsung hero of the first game with 3 hits, and could be again here.
First pitch, and that comes on the inside, almost gets a piece of Atkins. And Atkins, who bats from the left side, almost getting plunked there, and the misses that this pitcher is having were all against right-handed batters when he started missing badly, and they were to the outside. And Atkins almost getting plunked in the spot that he was missing before. The 1-0 pitch, that one finds the zone, a fastball. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. It's Ryan O'Hearn at third. Aaron Valance at second. Kerry Holloway at first. With 1 down, the count 1 ball, 1 strike to Chandler Atkins. The 1-1 pitch, that comes on the inside again. Almost in his hip pocket there. The count moves 2 balls, 1 strike. Atkins is 0 for 4 on the day. 2-1 pitch, that comes in at almost plunks him in the shin. Like they're coming in on Atkins big time here, moves the count to 3 balls, 1 strike, and this pitcher is going to either have to give Atkins something to hit here or risk walking him home. The go-ahead run, the pitch, and Atkins drills that one into right field, a base hit. Ryan O'Hearn comes home. Aaron Valance is being waved home. The throw to the plate will be not in time. A 2 RBI single off the bat of Chandler Atkins, and the Scouts take the lead here in the top of the 10th inning. You got to believe Chandler Atkins plays the role of hero.
Welcome back, Chandler Atkins.
Welcome back, Chandler Atkins. The Scouts take a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 10th. And that's going to be it for this pitcher. So we're going to step off. The Scouts take a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 10th. Matthew Wade is getting hot, and we still can put up some runs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The top of the 10th. It was a 2 RBI single from Chandler Atkins that gave the Scouts a 4-2 lead, and a new pitcher, Cliff Landis, in to face off against Jeremy Barth. Still just 1 out. And the Scouts trying to extend this 4-2 lead here in extra innings. Make it all but guaranteed they leave with the 2-for-2 against Irish Hills. The 1-0 pitch comes on the inside. The count goes 2-0.
Jeremy Barth, a man who could really get into one, possibly extend another 3 runs.
So the 2-0 pitch coming here, and Jeremy fouls that one right back into, and this is probably the greatest example of, if there was no screen or anything, I could have caught that ball. Straight back towards the press box. The count goes 2-1 now. Barth on the day. Here's the pitch. And Jeremy lifts that one into deep left field. If it stays fair, it's gone, but it's not going to stay fair. So that evens up the count at 2-2.
Did leave the park just about 12 feet foul.
It's runners at second and third. So the Scouts with a big-time opportunity to extend the lead, even on a long fly ball. They already have a 4-2 lead. The closer, Matthew Wade, is going in the pen. The count 2-2. Barth he awaits the pitch. Here it is, and Jeremy lifts that one into center field. Going back is the center fielder, Demback. He makes the grab, tagging up and coming in to score is Carey Holloway, and a sacrifice fly off the bat of Jeremy Barr scores Carey and extends the lead to 5-2. So now 2 down, and Chandler Atkins moving over to third. The Scouts leading 5-2, and Colt Wolf with the opportunity.
After just 2 runs this entire game, the Scouts strike for 3 here in the 10th. That's huge for them.
A very big spot. And Colt Wolf lifts that into deep left field. Going back is the left fielder at the track, the wall, and that one's going to bounce off the wall. Coming in to score is Chandler Atkins. Colt Wolf is rounding second, and he's heading for third. The throw to third will be not in time. Sliding into third with a triple is Colt Wolf. The Scouts take a 6-2 lead and keep stirring the pot here in extra innings, making it all but guaranteed that they're going to have a happy 3.5-hour bus ride home.
Still not looking forward to it.
You know, no way, but but the Scouts lead 6-2 now. Colt Wolf is at third. The pitch to McDonald. That one finds the zone, a called strike. So it took a couple extra innings, but the Scouts finally found the heart of their lineup, and that's getting on base and guys like O'Hearn and Holloway and Valens, who might not hit for as high an average, drawing walks in big spots, working counts. And then Chandler Atkins coming in big swing and a miss on a one pitch there with 2 down to McDonald, so he falls behind in this count. Evans hitless on the day thus far. It's Colt Wolf at third. The 1-2 pitch. That one taken on the outside. Evens up the count, 2-2. With 2 down here. In the top of the 10th, the Scouts leading 6-2. Landis. He delivers, and that one's taken on the outside. The count's going to go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. With 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
Very good plate discipline there shown by Evan, who caught the first game. Should know the zone fairly well.
The 3-2. And Evan lifts that one into deeper left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Coming in to score is Colt Wolf, and Evan McDonald stands at first with an RBI single, extending the Scout lead to 7-2. So, wake up offense. Evan McDonald extends his RBI total on the day to now 6 between the 2 games. And now the lineup is going to see its 9th batter of the inning, and that's going to be Adrian Marquez. First pitch to Queso, and he pops that one up, foul back over the plate, out of play. 0-1 the count. Marquez, 1 for 4 coming in. The triple in the big spot that kept this game going at the point where we are right now. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball finds the upstairs part of the zone. Doesn't look like Queso liked that one too much, but the count 0-2 here. With 2 down, 7-2, Scouts the score. The pitch and swung on and missed strike 3 for out number 3. But the Scouts with 5 runs on 3 hits and 1 man left aboard. We head into the bottom of the 10th inning. The Xenia Scouts lead 7-2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The bottom of the 10th is the inning that we are going into. Andrew, Alix, and Noah Jones here. The Scouts putting up a 5 spot in the top of the 10th. They now lead 7-2. 3 outs away from putting this one in the books. The batter is Evan Nelson. The pitcher is Matthew Wade. Matthew Wade, the fireballing right-hander from Southeast Missouri State University, better known as SEMO. And he's behind in this count, 2-0. And that one's lifted high in the air into right field. Shallow. Kerry Holloway calls it, makes the grab. Out number 1. So 1 away. It's going to bring Greg Ludwig to the plate.
Big first out there in a game where you just want to collect outs now at this point.
The Scouts have been playing baseball here at Siena Heights University in Adrian. This doubleheader is heading on hour number 5. And first pitch is drilled foul. Left field line. 0-1 the count. The Scouts, who seem dead in the water. Looks like they're going to come up with a way to win this one, but the 0-1 pitch comes upstairs. The count moves 1-1. And I gotta thank you, Noah. You've really stuck it through here with me up here in the booth. The second game might have been a pretty boring one to broadcast alone until the end there. So glad to have you aboard, but the 1-1 looks like a slider taken low, moves the count to 2-1. The batter, Ludwig, is 1 for 4 on the day. He doubled. It looks like there's a train coming. Hear a big train sound. As Wade missing low, the count goes 3-1. The 3-1 pitch, and that one's lined right up the middle, a base hit. So a man aboard for the Leprechauns. And now 1 on and 1 out. And Karsten Dembeck to the plate. Dembeck has taken an 0 for 4 thus far. The pitcher, Matthew Wade, has a 1.80 ERA, but I'm pretty sure that's actually not correct. I'm pretty sure the Jazz messed it up because me and him were talking about how his stats were messed up.
I believe he only has just 1 earned run.
Yeah, I think he has 1 earned run.
Just under 1. It should be about a 0.9, somewhere in that area.
So about a 0.9 ERA. He's struck out 12 over 10, but the 0-1 pitch is popped up in the air, sky high. Under it, the third baseman, Chandler Atkins, makes the grab. Out number 2. So we are 1 away from closing the door on the season series with the Irish Hills Leprechauns, and the last hope of the Leprechauns is going to be Karsten Dembeck. It's going to be Jimmy Scott. Jimmy Scott, the second baseman. He is 1 for 3 on the day. He also has a walk. It's a runner on first with 2 down here. Wade, the first pitch, runner goes in there for a called strike. It's going to be not a stolen base, but rather defensive indifference.
Matthew Wade enjoys to pound the zone. He has 12 strikeouts to just 3 walks on the season.
Veteran presence on this team. The 0-1 pitch is taken low and away. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. So the big question is, what's for dinner, Noah? What do you think we're going to be eating tonight?
I don't know.
Hopefully something.
It's been pizza lately on the road.
1-1 pitch is laced into left field. Coming under it, Adrian Marquez makes the grab, and that is going to be all she wrote here tonight, folks. The final score, the Xenia Scouts 7, the Irish Hills Leprechauns 2. It took 10 innings. The Scouts with 7 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. The Leprechauns with 2 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors. The winning pitcher is going to be Jacob Chrysler, and he deserves it, not to take away from a very impressive game that was thrown by Will Cruz. The losing pitcher is going to be, I think, the guy Landis, but I'm not sure. Just look at the point streak if you want to know who lost the game. Thank you guys for joining me and Noah tonight. It's been a real pleasure to do this doubleheader. The Scouts moved to, I believe, 14-8 on the season, and they will be back in action with 2 more tomorrow against the Cincinnati Steam back at Grady's Field. We hope you join me. The starting pitcher for game number 1 will be Noah Jones. Thank you for joining us. The Scouts win. Hope you have a good night, and God bless.